Given that a portion of your project involves outsourcing marketing content development, such as videos and images, to a vendor under a time and material contract with a flexible scope. Okay, so you have a project and inside it you have outsourced some part of work and you are following time and material. Great. And your internal team has already started experiencing a 50% productivity boost using AI tools. So, okay, you have some outsourcing work and your internal team is using AI and getting some benefits. You have suggested that the vendor to adopt similar AI tools. However, they have shown disinterest. What would you do next? So if I understand this question well, I have outsourcing vendor and that particular vendor is following time and material. Some part of similar work is done by my team and my team started using AI enabled tool. My team is getting benefits, and when I tell this information to the vendor team, they are not showing interest much to do it, and I potentially see that they can also save some time and which will ultimately saving of my money because the arrangement is time and material. So here we are touching three tasks. If I talk about PMP exam content outline, we are focusing on business domain task, which is talking about evaluate and address business environment changes on the impact of your project scope. We are talking about process change, which is talking about manage project changes, and particularly the procurement context is coming and we are talking about plan and manage procurements. So here it's a positive risk which I want to exploit by way of saving money, not very clearly coming in, but vendor is not showing interest. Now I can also understand what is time and material contract. Time and material contract, the vendor is getting paid based on how much time he or she spends or their people spends on my work. And they may have no incentive of improving their productivity because ultimately that will reduce their revenue. Yeah, so that is a message which I can clearly get from this particular question. So let's see the option. Study the contract change control process to initiate the change. I do want to do that. I want to exploit this risk. I want to make this utility of AI tools to reduce the billing which I am paying to this particular vendor. But I may not be able to do it unilaterally. I should see how my change process is defined in the contract, because when I deal with outsourcing partner, I need to have a contract change management written as a part of the contract. So this question is also validating, do you understand that how to do a contract change and where to write the contract change related topics. So this looks great to me until unless I find better than this. Train some of the vendor team on new tool to promote the idea. This could be a good idea when I am working with my stakeholders. Yeah, this is my vendor. If I have a stakeholder and I want to influence them to use my product, my service, or a great idea, I need to do a lot of selling. And if I can get a buy-in from them because I'm dependent on their wish, then they will use it. But here the context is not my stakeholder user kind of stakeholder. Here context is vendor. They like or dislike, I may not that much care. What I care is it feasible, not feasible, or can we do it as per our contract? Yeah? So selling and training them in advance and trying to influence them may not necessarily need it. And I already have a better option A, so I probably don't care about it. Let the vendor proceed as they believe is best. This might look best if I'm following fixed price contract. Yeah? But if I let the vendor follow what they are doing, who is getting impacted? My project team. I am my budget, because it's a time and material contract. So I can't let that vendor has the best judgment, best skill, and why should I bother them? Great idea, but here the contract type is little different. Yes, I can't impose my ideas. I need to follow the contract guidelines, but at the same time, I can't let this opportunity go out of my hand. So I need to exploit this positive risk. Option number 4 or D, share article with the vendor demonstrating the benefits of using AI in marketing. I feel B and D are more or less same. Yeah, both of them is helping me to influence people. And influencing people might be needed for those users who are not in my control, who I'm dependent on their wish. For example, enabling change in the organization. If I'm remapping to that particular task, then B and D may become candidate option. But here, the thing is, I want to exploit a positive risk. I want to manage the change. I have external environment scanning happening all the time, and I see new technology development happening. So I should go with option A. Yeah. So for my side, option A looks great. I do see most of you voted for option A, 44%. So I think we are in the agreement with your choice, and A looks good to me.